Hello, today we have some news from the city of Bath in the southwest of England. Now, locals would prefer that I call the city Bath, so I shall do for this particular video, but usually I call it Bath, not Bath. After all, there's no letter R in the word, is there? Yeah. Anyway, Bath is famous for its Roman archaeology. But before you go and make a cup of tea yawning because you've heard about the Romans before, this is actually nothing to do with Roman archaeology. The mayor of the city wants a gasometer to be preserved for posterity, possibly made into a concert hall or a museum of the city. A gasometer, for those of you who don't know, is a giant sort of cylindrical building which can get bigger or smaller depending on how much gas is inside it. Essentially, it's like a big bellows which can store gas and also be used to measure the amount of gas available for a city or town at any given time. This particular one dates from 1920, and it's been argued that it's part of the city's skyline and therefore part of its identity and heritage, and it would be a shame if it was in fact lost. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is not technically speaking an archaeological story, but it's nonetheless very interesting in terms of local heritage and what it is that we want to preserve about our local identity. For example, here in Wallsend, where Archaeoscoop Towers is based, we recently saw some cranes taken down by the River Tyne. These cranes were used to build some of the biggest ships in the world at the time, anyway. And it's interesting to have seen them disappear. In the last 18 months, these cranes were deconstructed, and now Wallsend looks like almost any other town. With the cranes there, it had if not a living identity, it certainly has something to point to talk about its most recent past. What makes Wallsend different from, say, another town further away from the river? But now that they're gone, something has been lost, arguably anyway. Notably as well, actually, across the River Tyne, they've kept the cranes in place. So again, different decisions are being made about heritage and what is worthwhile keeping. So in this instance, in the city of Bath, most famous for its Roman baths, as it were, or Bath rather, the city of Bath, it's a debate about whether or not a Victorian or sort of early 20th century feature is worthwhile keeping. Is just the Roman archaeology the focus of this city's identity and savable heritage, as it were, or should this be included as well? I think this is a fascinating discussion and well worth having, especially in those parts of the world which are changing or which do have an industrial or a heritage which may not be seen particularly as attractive to people who don't live in the area. So feel free, of course, to discuss this below. Make comments, if you will, and I'm sure the discussion will be interesting. So there you go. Until next time, thank you very much. Bye.